Hi, everybody. Wow. Welcome to Intimate Cello Livestream number 23, The Art of Being Yourself. Hi, everyone. I am so excited about today's live stream because everything that I'm experiencing in my life right now is showing me the work that's needed for me to 100% love being who I am. And it's a tricky thing because it requires a lot of dreaming and it requires a lot of trusting and a lot of willpower to experiment with life. And so today we are connecting the dots through intimate cello, which is the art of connecting the dots. We're in one big experiment. We're learning about ourselves in a healing art that's intended for self-actualization. It's intended to help the public with coming into the recognition of the importance of vulnerability and intimacy between people as a public. And so Intimate Cello's intention is to be that bridge between the public and the individual. And we're tapping into individuality big time. And I bring my knowledge from what I've investigated in my life. In the human design, I'm a projector 1-3, which are people that come here to investigate by experimenting and then guide what they learn. Use the energy through what they've learned. Move the energy through guiding and through the ability to change with others through guidance is the role of the projector. So today I'm bringing the role of the projector in an intimate platform that's created as a space creation. It's all about the mind. It's all about where we're at within our consciousness. Are we aware of where we're at? And we're going to tap into the beauty of self-trust, which is the core for satisfaction in life. Being able to trust in ourselves, because without trusting in ourselves, we're going to be very frustrated in life. And so we have to start. We're alone in this. This is a lonely journey, you know, the soul journey from birth to death, as far as recognizing that we come here alone and we'll leave from here alone. But within it, we learn who we are through the other. And so it's a reflective art, and it's so much fun for me to share with you. So we're going to go into the first piece. I invite you, wherever you are, if you have 10 minutes, just take the next 10 minutes as a break. You don't have to be here for the entire broadcast. It's an hour and a half. But our pieces are about 10 minutes or so. It really depends on my internal clock. They're all improvised, and the cello is tuned to the vibration of the earth, to 432 hertz, which is a wonderful way for me as a performer to showcase and share with the audience an experience where I get to get like a boost from the earth when I play, and you get a boost while you listen. And what this boost does, first of all, we just by nature, when we listen to this tuning system, what happens is that we create a circle between our bodies and the earth, and that circle is an energetic charge. So the earth is charging us with a vibration. Its own, we become one vibrationally with the earth. And in that experience, when you surrender to the experience, it activates everything in you, and it's a boost to your spleen, to your intuition. It's a boost to your creative powers. I mean, we talk about the right brain as an independent entity. However, the brain and the body's completely connected. So when we start to see the connection, where we get our inner knowing from, a lot of the times it always starts from the body. Intuition is connected to the spleen, and our emotions are connected to the solar plexus, and our creation power is connected to our sacral. Our identity is also a center that we can tap into. It's in our right underneath the throat. We have the identity, and all of our abilities to recognize who we are come from the body. So 432 hertz connects us to the body, and it connects us to our inner knowing. So I want to invite you with the next piece to tap into connecting with the joy of being yourself. And we'll meet after the first piece. Sorry about that. Microphone is today connected to the looper. We're going to experiment with that later, so we didn't have a volume for a second. I was just getting up to see who's here. Hi, everybody. And I'd love to get some comments about the sound, because we are using different equipment today. And it would be wonderful to know if everything is cutting through. Are you getting any distortion? Is it too low? What's the situation? Would love to know. And I'd also love some comments in if you would be willing to participate in this experiment. That would be even more fun, as this experiment is intended to serve you in this experience of you being here, invited into a very, very intimate circle. Every time when we're hosting an intimate cello experience, whether it's live or whether it's online, like a live stream, it's very intimate, even though I don't know who's on the other side always, but that's beautiful because there is a willingness to open, a willingness to be seen, and that in itself is a power, to be able to be vulnerable in front of a stranger. And the intention, I always come back to intention when I talk about intimate cello, because it is a very intentional art, and it's really very vulnerable for me to speak about this. Every time I speak about this on my live streams, I feel like I am opening myself wide, and I'm also like, you know, if I'm uncomfortable with my dress, you'll see my discomforts. You can see everything, and that's the beauty also of the willingness to be as we are, and where the healing is actually is in the ability to enjoy every aspect of ourselves, like letting go of any kind of a place that's not complete, you know, that's lacking, that's wishing it was different. And so intimate cello offers that as a platform. And it's also, when we're doing live experiences, everyone gets to share. And also here, you get to share your experience when you're witnessing this art. So this is a platform for me to perform and to enjoy performance. And at the same time, it's a platform for meeting with the other. It's an intimate invitation. Also, you get to witness creation in the moment, which is the theme of my life, creation. As I mentioned before, I'm an investigator, and we call it the Projector 1-3, which is the investigator experimenter, because the line 1 is all about learning. You're here to investigate the shit out of your out of life, out of yourself, out of everything. You want to understand everything to the core, and it's for you, because it's a personal line. It's very much about the personal experience, and through the personal experience, we get to evolve in this particular choice of the line 1. And then when you pair it with the line 3, that's all about experimenting and trying things out. So this is actually the perfect kind of platform for me to experiment, and you're basically invited into, it's like, I call it like a bubble of sound with me, where we get to experience what it's like being ourselves together. And believe me, it is one of the most cutting edge things that I've ever done in my life, is to find myself comfortable to be myself in front of strangers all the time. And if you knew my life, and if you knew the path that I've been walking on as far as what I've done, which is hard to share because there's so much. There's just on a daily basis. But if we, like, I think that when we start to sense something about someone and we can see how much there is there to discover and how magical it is to discover life with them, you know, I think it's just such a beautiful invitation to rediscover that we are so divine. We are truly divine. And every time I come to these live streams, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but it's always inspired by the title. So today the title is The Art of Being Yourself. And how do you embody that? How do we embody being ourselves? And what does it mean that it's an art? I feel in my life that the intimate cello is actually the embodiment, as far as the creativity for me, of my life. So it's an art. Life is an art for me. And I feel that the biggest art, the most important art, is the art of loving being who I am. And it's not as simple as it sounds, especially for a projector like me. Projectors, we're very prone for conditioning. When you start studying into this, the human design explains this really beautifully, and we get a chance to investigate the hell out of who we are because it's like you get a map for everything that you came here to be, everything that you brought from before. It's all in a map. You can read into everything and literally explains every part of your life. And when you tap into it, like on a, like when you really start getting it changes. I mean, for me, it changed my life completely. That today I can no longer continue working without relating to this system. And so I'm actually evolving into a musician who's consciously experimenting with integration of human design into my work. And so you're going to hear a lot more about the human design from now on. And I invite you to check your profile. It's actually free on Google. You just click human design chart, and all you need is to input your date of birth and time of birth. You need to know your time, and the more accurate you are, the more accurate your map will be. So check that out. And if you already know your design, please drop in what is your human design, because when we connect consciousness with music and with design, what we can tap into is a new level of understanding ourselves that we may never even dreamed of being able to experience. And what I mean by that is coming to a point where you get to recognize yourself. You get to recognize who you are. And when you learn to recognize who you are, really who you, like your soul, this unique soul, when you get to recognize your unique soul, that's when you start being able to recognize others for their uniqueness. And I think that's a key point here in this evolutionary stage we're in the world right now, and why you're seeing so many changes, why so many people are leaving the system, why the system is actually collapsing. And we don't need to even go too much into that. It's more about recognizing things are changing. So where do they start changing? Inside of us. That's why the external world changes. And when you start seeing a distortion between what you're creating inside and what's appearing on the outside, then you realize that collectively we have to work on our consciousness collectively. And that's why it's so important to bring, you know, the intimacy and the vulnerability to the public, to bringing to the to talk about this. These are important topics, in the way we relate to one another has to change. I feel that my relationships are all shifting towards that. That's what people are asking. That's what they're calling for, and that's what is helping right now, very much so. So for the next two pieces, let me just double check that everything is cool with the sound. Let me see what I'm getting here. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Turn the volume higher. Okay, turn the volume higher. That's better than too much distortion. Okay, I hope this is going to be better. I have to be very careful with that. So we're going to let me know after the next two pieces what this sounds like. Cool. So the next two pieces are going to be focused on what I was just sharing. I invite you to. I invite myself as well. To tap into what self-love looks like to me through performance. And I invite you to meet me in that intimate moment of experiences when I'm creating, when I'm improvising, and hang out with me there. And as you're hanging out with me there, tap into the earth. Let the earth do its magic. Give you that energy, that beautiful energy that allows you to feel your wholeness and your beauty, and recognizing who you are. And we'll meet after those two pieces. What an unexpected turn of events. I was opening myself to the idea of bringing in the voice today, but I didn't limit myself to what I can do. So I just was like, okay, well, here we go. And it wasn't quite 4:32, so I didn't use the cello as much. However, what I did experience with it is this willingness, like giving myself permission to liberate myself in front of an audience, which happens all the time when I play. But singing is, I would say, it's definitely a passion that I want to release more. I want to encourage myself to bring it out more. And it's something that I've used in the past, and I've written for my voice and produced a number of albums with my voice in it, but it has not been my main focus in the last couple of years, only because I'm just processing what I'm investigating by experience. And so I've had one experience where I was dealing with a challenge in the moment in performance where sound was not great in my ears. I was having a lot of what do you call the when it's too hot in your ears. And as a singer who plays the cello, when it's too hot in your ears and you're having a hard time balancing yourself, that can be quite traumatic. And since then, the only reason I brought up this experience is because I'm ready to let go and burn the trauma that I had there that's left me not wanting to perform singing for quite a while. And as an improviser who loves to connect the dots of her life, I like to use everything as an opportunity for healing. So today, I feel like that's what is being called from me, is to do that in front of an audience. So first of all, thank you for witnessing. And second of all, let me see how the sound, is it improving? Turn the volume higher. Did that help? Did turning the volume higher help? That would be wonderful to know. And yeah, this is so why this is so fun for me, and part of the art of accepting myself has to happen in action. It is not part, all of it has to be embodied in action. So it's one thing to talk about it, the other thing is to walk it. And walking my talk in performance is a really great example. And I also intend to do that in the way that I host my live streams. And you never know what to expect. Let's see how we're doing with time. Yes, we're doing better. Yes, 9:53. Okay, this is so I was wondering if you would share with me what you're experiencing inside. And I would love to share as well is that part of the deconditioning aspect of intimate cello is that we're embracing what healing really means, which is to accept all of ourselves. And so when the performance includes moments where you tap into what happened in the moment, maybe it's in building and it's in, there's questions and there are certain things that, like for me, there were certain things in the loop that I created. They were not perfect, and I actually had to remind myself of the beauty of holding space for things that are seemingly unperfect. Because when I really look deeply into what this means, it shows me that only I give it meaning. First of all, certain things I hear other people may not hear. Or there could be certain things that are creating an atmosphere, and that atmosphere is actually going to serve everyone when we surrender into the process of creation. And so a lot of things are coming through for me to share, and I have to be very precise and accurate in how I speak about this, how I serve you this experience. It's evolving. Intimate cello is evolving. The world is evolving. My internal world is reflected in the external world and vice versa. It's like as above, so below, so within, as within, so without, as with the body, so with the soul, or as with, all of these reflective realities. This is truly like what this experience is all about. So it's fun for me to embody this during a live stream. It's fun for me that I'm doing it. It's fun for me that I'm going for it. It's fun for me that I get to hear myself and witness what I'm creating in front of an audience. It's fun for me to do what my inner child really wants, which is to improvise in the moment, to compose in the moment, it's like a playground for my investigator, experimenter soul. So but the thing is that it's connecting with a personality, it's connecting with my design, it's connecting with every part of me. It's like embodiment of me. And so I want to inspire you to find your to be besides inspired, to be what's the word I'm looking for? For me to strengthen your spirit, to really go for what it is that you're dreaming about, because everything starts from a dream. Everything starts from a dream. And we have to continue dreaming constantly. In order to experience wholeness, we have to dream. In Hebrew, the root of every word is the meaning of the word. And so in the root of the word chalom, which means dream, we have 3 letters, chet, lamed, mem, which are talking about the dream. And in the word lechlim, which means to become, to improve, like we say this when we get well, when we feel better, when we're feeling whole and healed. It also has the same root as chalom, chet lamed mem, which means that in order to get well and in order to heal, we have to dream. We have to dream. So this is what this art is all about. Let me see our other comments. Let's see. I have it all the way up on my phone. Okay, yes, good. Love hearing you speak and love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, such lovely comments. I'm so grateful, so grateful, so grateful you're here. So, what I feel is my unique purpose in life is to be as myself as possible, know myself as much as possible, and celebrate that as much as possible, and use it. This is what I have. This is it. And I think it's all of us, is true to say for everybody, is we are here to be ourselves. I can speak for myself, and I can also relate that to others, because I'm seeing this everywhere. And that is what we need. That is what we need. So with that, I'm going to go into the next two pieces. And did you hear the vocals okay, by the way? Let me see more comments. Yes. And the note about my volume being all the way up was in response to what you asked about it having the volume turned up. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. And just so you know, I am reading your comments, and I will read them loud as well, because I think it's important that I share with the audience that watches this after it's live, because the cool thing about doing it live is that I get your comments in real time and I could talk about it. But then later people don't get to read these comments, and it's nice to share what's happening in the moment, because your presence is everything. These pieces are created because of your presence. Of course, if there was nobody on the other side and it would be broadcasted later, there would be a lot coming from me as well. But the difference is that when you're here, your presence is feeding the performance. And essentially, this art is all about the meeting in the quantum field. You know, this is part of our dreaming and our imagination, is to connect. We want to connect. Our essence. When we dream, we connect with others, right? And when you're dreaming in your body now, when you're imagining, you're connecting with me. And so when I feel your presence and we're in the same intention of meeting intimately in this field, then we create everything through inspiration. I'm inspired by you, you're inspired by me. And when we create these experiences live, when we have an audience live, it's quite magical to witness what happens, because it's we're building this instantaneous trust that allows us to be vulnerable and intimate, and through presence and through me sharing quite frankly and quite openly about what I'm experiencing, there's such a healing experience that is difficult to explain in words. I always find it quite overwhelming, you know, when I do live experiences. And the live streams are an opportunity to create that in cyberspace. And this is something that I dream, I see it in my visions as a doorway. It's a doorway to us dreaming together a new reality. The potential of what we have when we meet consciously in the quantum fields in such a moment of creation, such a vulnerable moment of creation, is huge, in my opinion. Even just talking about it feels huge. And this is the kind of conversation that I'm here to inspire, to have. After all, we create together. We need each other. So you heal so that you can reflect that to others. And you can, just by embodying yourself, who you are, you can help so many people. So I am so grateful for your presence. And we're going into, let's see, yes, we definitely have time for two pieces. Let's all meditate in the quantum field on what would we like to inspire others with. If we could connect our healing powers together in the quantum fields, and we can create anything we want, what is it that you want to create? And what is it that for me, it's all about creating like reminding others of how amazing they are, of their powers, and creating this system, this really effortless system where we can connect, where we can tap into each other's powers, and we constantly help each other to manifest what we want. Imagine that kind of reality where we're so tuned into each other. So I'm going to meditate on that, and we'll meet in the next two pieces. And feel free to write your experience. Write your comments. Write what you're experiencing. Share what's on your heart. This is just an invitation, but I think it's so helpful when we hear, when we're opening, what happens to other people when we start opening. And I'm here to encourage you to do that. So, thank you. Oops, perfect timing. Just before the end of the live stream. Wow. How do you guys feel? Did you have any exciting things to share when you're in the moment with this music? Tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in. Take a deep breath. Release. Connect with yourself. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for witnessing this art, intimate cello. Thank you for believing in yourself. And thank you for choosing to be vulnerable, choosing to be recognizing one another, choosing to work on yourself, choosing to love yourself, choosing to believe in yourself. Thank you for being you. Thank you for believing in yourself. I said that already. I'm so grateful. This is the end. We have no more time left. I just want to say thank you, big thank you. And we'll be here in 2 more weeks for our next live stream. Please stay connected to Intimate Cello. I'm on Instagram under Intimate Cello, on Facebook under Ruti'Celli. You can find me on YouTube under Ruti'Celli. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And connect with other friends who might want to tap into the art of loving, being who we are. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Be well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.